Hello, people. We'll be looking at standard form. What exactly is standard form? Why do we write numbers in standard form? We write numbers in standard form so that we would just see it's a way of compressing large numbers. Okay, there are some numbers you want to write, it will be too large to write them in ordinary form, so you convert it to standard form, or what is called scientific form. So it's a way of compressing large numbers, because you might not have enough space to write the large numbers. Even if you do, you might just want to have it written in a compressed form, so you can easily just, okay, for example, if you have this, you already know that this is what, 3 million, because this raised by 6 tells you that you have 6 zeros, and in 1 million you have 6 zeros. So you say this is more compressed than this. 1 2 3 1 2 3. All right, here you might have to start counting the number of zeros for you to be able to tell, okay, this is 3 million. But here, seeing this 6 here, this power 6, quickly you can say, okay, this is what, 3 million. So we write large numbers in standard form as a way of compressing it, right? It's just to help us not to have large numbers written like that. Okay, so that is the reason why we write numbers in standard form. So I have just talked about the reason why we write numbers in standard form, and I want to tell you the way to write ordinary numbers in standard form. There's a way to do this. So let me just write this down. Everybody please write this: a times 10 raised to the power n. This is how you write. This is what is called standard form. A must be between 1 and 10. A here must be between 1 and 10. Okay, and n must be an integer. See examples of numbers written in standard form. 3 times 10 raised to the power 3. This is written in standard form. 3 is between 1 and 10, right? And this n here, this power here, is an integer. So it will be wrong for you to write number in standard form and you are having something like this: 35.7 times 10 raised to the power 4. This is wrong because this is not between 1 and 10. It's more than 10. All right, so if you want to write numbers in standard form, make sure it is between 1 and 10, and make sure the exponent, the power here, is an integer. It doesn't matter whether it's positive or negative. It just has to be an integer, okay? So if you want to write this, it's better to do 3.57 times 10 raised to the power 5 rather than writing it like this. All right, we'll be looking at more examples, but I just wanted to quickly tell you how numbers should be written in standard form. Let me give you another example. So let's say you have 1.25 times 10 raised to the power minus 7. Yes, this is standard form because 1.25 is between 1 and 10. Please, if you have questions, ask me. Yes, let's go. If you have any questions, please ask. It has to be between 1 and 10. 1.25 is not 125. It is 1. That's 1.25. So it's just somewhere between 1 and 2. But it's leaning towards 1 more than 2. Okay? It's just half of... No, not half of. Never mind. Let's just move on. So I already told you how to write numbers in standard. No, not how to. How it should be written. How numbers should be written in standard form. Okay, so I think we can look at some examples now. So here, A must be between 1 and 10. And this, I'm going to write it. A must be less than 10, but from 1 to 10, between 1 and 10. And n is an integer. Okay, n is an integer, whether negative or positive. Okay, I think we can look at some examples now. Number 1, we want to write 1.2 times 10 raised to the power 5. They want to write this number as an ordinary number. Okay, you know what? Let's just start first by converting it to an ordinary number before we now talk about how to write it in standard form. So 1.2 times 10 raised to the power 5 as an ordinary number. Okay, I'll show you how to do this quickly and easily, guys. Okay, so see this, guys. 1.2 times 10 raised to the power 5. How do you write this as an ordinary number? This power of 10 raised to the power 5 can be written like this. So solution to this, you can write this like this. 1.2 times, how many zeros will be here? So this is 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, which is what? 100,000. Okay. So if you are multiplying by a power of 10, like as you have here, this decimal point will be moved to the right. The number of power you have here, this is raised to power 5. So you must move the decimal point to the right 5 times. That's how it works. You must move the decimal point to the right 5 times. Okay. So this is how I'm going to do it. 1.2. If you are multiplying this by this, you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, you don't have to do all of this. It's just because I am introducing this topic. That's why I just want to take it from the basics. All right, from the very beginning. So you just populate these empty spaces with zeros, and then you have what? 1. There's no more decimal point. It's now at the end here. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. In standard form. I hope this makes sense. I have written this number in as an ordinary number. So it was in standard form, but I had to write it as an ordinary number. So I've just told you how to multiply a number by a power of 10. So in this case, we multiply 1.2 by 10 raised to the power of 5. Let's look at another example. This is number 2. So 48.9 times 10 raised to the power of 3. The reason why this is not in standard form, because this number right here is more than 10. And I said it has to be between 1 and 10. This right here is 48. So it's not in standard form. But we want to write it as an ordinary number. So we want to do this as an ordinary number. Okay, so let's do this, guys. So this will be equal to what? This is point here. Raised to power 3. It means shift the decimal point to the right 3 times. So we are going to have it shifted like this. So you have, see, from here you do 1, 2, 3. There are 2 empty spaces. Put zeros there. So this is what? 48900. All right. Let's look at one more example where you have a positive integer like this. 25.97 times 10 raised to the power 5. How do we write this number as an ordinary number? How do we do that? How do we do that? So this is raised to the power 5, right? It tells us, or what we should do here is to shift this decimal point to the right 5 times. So 25.97, you shift it to the right 5 times. Let's go, guys. Let's go. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to show you how to do this from your head without doing all of this this dramatical stuff you have here. So this is 2597000000. So what you have here is this number written as an ordinary number. Let's even say this in words. 1, 2, 3, put a comma here. 1, 2, 3. This is 2,597,000. Yeah, 597,000. Okay, so this is it. This is it. This is it. Let's move on, guys. Let's move on. So number 4, let's look at it. Yeah, there's something that came to my mind now. Okay, 1.45 times 10 raised to the power minus 3. Now, this is a number written in standard form, okay? If you check, this is different from what we have looked at so far. What you have here is negative 3. So if you are multiplying 1.45 by 10 raised to the power negative 3, this decimal point will have to go to the left, not to the right, because this is a negative power, a negative number as the power. So we're going to shift it to the left. How many times? 3 times. So we go, let me just write it, 1.45. So we go to the left 3 times. Let's go, guys. From here, we do 1, 2, 3. So this empty spaces, put zeros here. So you have 0, 0, 1, 4, 5. We can put our decimal point here because we shifted it from here to this point. So you have it here. So either you say 0.00145 or 0.00145. So this is in ordinary form, why this is what in standard form. I hope this makes sense, guys. So this is what we have. This is what we have. Number written in as an ordinary number. Now, like I said I was going to show you how to do this without all these curves you have all over the place. Let's come here and I'll just in one line give you the answer to number 2 and the rest of them. So see, this is raised by what? 3. And I told you if you have a positive index here, this decimal point has to go to the right 3 times. So the question is, how many times, if this decimal point comes here 1 time, you will take 1 from 3, it will push you to the right 1 time here. So you have 4, 8, 9, but there will be a power of 2 here because you have taken 1 from 3 and you have shifted it to the right 1 time. So your answer will just become 4, 8, 9. Now you have 2 more zeros here. So that's it. So you see what I've done? 1 from here, we shift it to the right 1 time. So you have 4, 8, 9. But you have 2 left. So you do 0, 0. I didn't have to do all of this. Let's come to number 3 and I'll show you the same thing too. So for number 3, ask yourself this question. This is 5, by the way, so we're going to the right. This decimal point, how many times will I push it out of this number, by the way? 2 times. 1, 2. You will take 2 from here, that will shift it to the right 2 times. All right, so you have 2, 5, 9, 7. We took 2 from here, so we have 3 left. Just put 3 zeros. There you go. That's it. Okay. Now let's look at this number 4. 1.45 times 10 raised to the power of negative 3. Now we are going to the left, not to the right. Okay, to the left. So if I push it, let me just rewrite it again. 1.45. I will push this to this point 1 time, right? So I am taking 1 from 3 because it has gone to the left. So you have 2 left now. 2 more movements to the left. So you have 145. Just put 2 zeros because if you push this to the right, you have taken 1 from here. So you have 2 more movements. 0, 0. And you put your point here. And then 0. This is it, guys.